Hey everyone, Bruce from WaterBear here, and today we are going to look at the subject of creating an EPK, which is an electronic press kit. So that's all your publicity materials in one place. Now, where does it live? You can just send it out by email, you can stick it on a cloud, you can do it by Dropbox, or you could stick it on your own website. Very usefully, there's some templates online where you can kind of put your stuff, dump it on into the template, look super professional really quick. So examples of those fine templates are Horlicks, Sonic Bids, Bandzoogle, and Reverb Nation as well. What we're going to be focusing on today is how to stand out. So the first part of your EPK is usually your biog and your press release. The two things are slightly different. The biog tends to be factual. The press release tends to be telling the story about where the band or you as a solo artist, where you are right now. What's the story you want to be telling? Imagine there are 100 EPKs landing on the desk of a particular editor of a blog or a magazine. The one that gets the print, the one that gets the story told is the one with the interesting facts. So if it's tedious, get rid of it. If it's interesting, make more of it. I would avoid the temptation to try and be funny unless you can really pull it off. It rarely works and it just makes you look like you're not taking your music that seriously. The social media statistics are kind of what everyone wants to have a look at. What stage are you at? I wouldn't worry too much if it's an embryonic stage for your band and you're still building. That's cool. People are interested in new music, but they're going to want to know, have you got a little bit of an audience? We know that selling 500 units of a CD, for example, or a download or t-shirt, 500 units is a thing. You're on your way. You're a new band. People start to take you seriously. So 10,000 plus genuine views on YouTube makes people wake up, and perhaps 5,000 or 6,000 genuine people on your Facebook community makes people wake up, and even a number like 1,000 followers on Instagram, that's significant. So put that stuff down. We live in an age where this stuff unfortunately does matter. It's evidence of you having a real audience. So section number 3, I'd recommend you think about putting some press quotes in here. So stuff that's interesting, catchy, soundbitey. Get it in there, because one great quote in the press can be recycled many times. And whilst we're on the subject of press quotes, you could consider using a professional journalist to do that job for you. It's not that expensive. So for 100 quid, you could get somebody who's a known journalist who writes for recognised magazines to be telling your story for you, and that's worth considering. On that same subject, the next section that we tend to put in our EPK is the visual stuff. So this is band photos. In your EPK, you've got to be a little bit careful here, because people definitely want a press shot, which is distinctly different from a live shot. Magazines don't always like to print shots like that. Sometimes they want a band shot. Here's some examples of some great press shots. And we've actually done a previous video about how to get a great press shot using just an iPhone. This is the way it's going, unfortunately, and I've noticed that people are getting higher and higher standards from iPhones. And if the idea is cool and the spirit is there, we'll come out with something that I think fans will generally like as well. Now, the next section is pretty critical. It separates out you from this huge volume of bands that's swilling around in band soup. You know, so you want one great song at least with one great video. And if you've got a bit of history, they're also going to look at the journey you've taken and the progress you've made in the last year. People look at where you were, where you are now. They look at the trajectory. Is this band on the way up? Well, if they are, let's book them. So my advice is make the best possible video you can. Also look for people who've made videos that have done a job. They've elevated a band from here to here. So we love Mikey Goodman, a singer from Six. He makes very strong videos. But you'll be able to find your own Mikey Goodman, but it might be a job of work. Okay, so here's an optional extra now. A lot of people dump their backline spec onto their EPK because it just saves time. So you send it out to tour managers and venues, and it lets people know exactly what's going on stage. And here's an example of a backline spec. A lot of bands also include a gigs and events calendar. It keeps all the dates in one place. They sometimes make that available to fans. They also definitely make it available to promoters and agents to make sure you don't get double booked. The last part of the EPK is utterly critical. It's the contact information. It needs to be clear and it needs to work. If someone sends you an email, you need to get it and you need to be able to reply quickly. And that's it. That's a great EPK. If I've missed anything or you've got some new ideas of your own, put them in the comments. So thank you to the amazing artist Elles Bailey for letting us use your EPK as an example of a really great EPK. So check out what Elles has done on this video and see if you can do as good as that, and even see if you can top it. As usual, I've been Bruce. Thanks for listening. If you're finding that music is a very important part of your life and you want to find out about our master's qualifications or our honours degrees in modern commercial music, then do let us know and I'll be very happy to tell you all about it.